Infidelity. Yeah, it's one of the most painful things a person can go through. Today, we're going to dive deep into the psychology behind it, using psychologist Marina Travkova's book as our guide. We're going to try to understand why it happens, why the betrayal hurts so much, and what happens next, if anything.
These words from the book, they just set the stage perfectly, don't they? Infidelity is this universal drama, but it's one that always plays out in the shadows. It's surrounded by so much pain and judgment, and today we're going to try and bring it into the light.
So, first things first, what is infidelity really? Because as the book points out, the definition isn't nearly as simple as you might think. It goes way beyond just a single act.
Right, so the book argues that the real heart of infidelity isn't just about sex or secrets. It's this deep, gut-wrenching feeling that the private world you built as a couple, the very foundation of us, has been broken into. It's like something that was supposed to belong only to the two of you was shared with someone else, and that sacred space has been violated.
And this breaks it down really well into the two main types. You've got physical infidelity, which is what most of us immediately think of. But then there's emotional infidelity. This is where you're sharing your deepest thoughts, your secrets, your vulnerabilities with someone else. And for a lot of people, that can feel like an even bigger betrayal because it's an affair of the heart, of the mind. That's where the real intimacy lives for many of us.
Okay, so we've covered the what. Now let's get into the why. And this is where it gets really interesting. The book digs into these complex, hidden reasons for cheating, and let me tell you, it's almost never just about wanting someone new.
This one is fascinating. It's for people who feel like a really important part of their identity, maybe their wild side, their creative side, whatever it is, had to be sacrificed for the relationship. The affair then becomes this secret little world where they can go to reclaim and explore that piece of themselves they thought was lost.
Sometimes an affair is a subconscious and, a pretty destructive attempt to kind of level the playing field in the relationship. If one partner feels powerless or ignored or always put down, an affair can be a way to secretly get back some sense of control or feel valued again. It's like a hidden way of saying, you might control everything else, but you don't control this.
In this case, the third person basically becomes an unpaid therapist. Their safe space, someone the cheating partner can just unload all their problems onto, share their frustrations, and actually feel heard in a way they think they can't be in their main relationship. They're not really looking for a new partner. They're looking for a release valve.
So we've looked at the why from one perspective, but for the person who has been betrayed, well, their experience is defined by one thing, just overwhelming pain. So now let's try to understand the anatomy of that trauma.
The book goes right at this question, explaining that the pain of betrayal isn't just about being sad or angry, it's this unique, profound psychological wound that basically attacks your whole sense of reality.
This quote, wow, it just captures everything, doesn't it? It's the death of the world you thought you were living in. It's the death of the person you thought your partner was. And maybe the most painful part, it's the death of the future you had planned together. Everything you thought was solid ground is suddenly gone.
So how on earth do you heal from something like that? The book makes a really critical point. It's not a passive thing where you just get over it. No, it requires actively doing three huge psychological jobs. You have to grieve what you've lost, you have to decide whether to rebuild from the wreckage, and you have to figure out who you are now that your entire world has been shattered.
And this, of course, leads us to the biggest, most difficult question of all. What comes next? Is it even possible to move forward together, to rebuild trust after it's been completely annihilated?
The book lays out a path. It's clear, but it is incredibly difficult. Step 1 is full admission, full accountability, no excuses. Step 2 is a shared, painful effort to really understand why this happened. And step 3 is creating a new game plan with new rules to make sure it doesn't happen again. And this takes a massive amount of work from both people. So let's say a couple actually makes it through that entire journey. They don't just go back to where they started. They arrive at a completely new place with a totally new understanding of what trust even means. This is such a stark and powerful idea. You can never, ever go back to that innocent, kind of blind trust you had in the beginning. That's gone. It's gone forever. The only choice you have is whether you are willing to build a new kind of trust, a sighted trust, one that's fully aware of the past and exists in spite of that painful knowledge of what your partner did.
And that really is the ultimate question, isn't it?
The journey after infidelity isn't about erasing the past, or even just about forgiving it. It's about making a conscious choice to build an entirely new future with the person you now know your partner to be, flaws, failures, and all. The question isn't just, can you forgive? It's, are you ready to start all over again?